What's up, my Yogi people? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. What's up, my Yogi people? It's your boy, Leon Walker, aka Yoga Leroy, aka. This is the Triggered Yogi podcast, man. I've been thinking about that title for a while. Uh, I have been thinking about doing this podcast for a while, and I have made several other attempts with different names on doing podcasts, but the Triggered Yogi podcast really speaks to me, especially based on all the things I've been traveling throughout the roundup of 2024. And I also think, man, it's not just me, baby. It's not just me. I'm not the only one out here triggered. We just had a huge election. Donald Trump is the new president of the United States. Not everybody's happy about it. Yeah, man, we just had a huge election, bro. I mean, this was pretty big. They all seem pretty big. They've all seemed pretty big in the last 16 years. Every election has been a huge election. And this one was another one of those huge elections where we put a lot of fucking emotions in this election. And you could see now that we have a new president, the people have spoken, it is Donald Trump. You could see how much emotion we put in this and what happens after once you do that, once you put so much emotion in something and you don't get your way, or you do get your way. You know, we are a bunch of little kids running around this planet, man. And these type of things, these events remind me, man, a lot of us, most of us have never grown up. Oh, we still playing them little games, man. We still playing them little games, man. And it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just we're all in on this loop. It seems like when certain things happen, when these type of events happen, and it is split down the middle, very split down the middle. Although, if you do look at the polls on this election, since we're talking about it, it's not very split down the middle. It's not. The one demographic that voted for Kamala Harris was black people. That is the one demographic that voted for Kamala Harris. But the majority of white men voted for Donald Trump. The majority of white women voted for Donald Trump. Extremely what's the word I want to use? Extremely surprising number of Hispanics voted for Donald Trump. And when it comes to men, the majority of Hispanic men voted for Donald Trump. Hispanic women kind of split down the middle. But hey, bro, the people have spoken, bro. People have spoken. We have a new president. Is Donald Trump. I have stayed off of social media for the most part. I've definitely stayed off of social media when it comes to like talking about politics because I think everybody needs a little time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just needs a little bit of time. This is a lot. We've been fed a lot of information, some true, some accurate, some not accurate. We have gathered our opinions on certain things. We've made it fact. That's what we do. We gather evidence and our opinion on stuff, and then we make it fact. I uh, now see more than ever we are living in a society where we separate everybody in two groups, heroes or villains. Um, Donald Trump is very much a villain, and he's a villain that won. And people don't know how to handle that. Well, I think the problem is you're making people villains. You're setting yourself up for failure. But it's just so very interesting. I've stayed off of social media. I've let everybody just have some space and grace, man. Space and grace. I encourage all those adults out there to maybe stop posting so much. I don't know. Just doesn't seem like the healthiest thing to do at times, especially when our country is divided, and we are divided. The interesting thing about the election to me, I think the most interesting thing is people haven't been this much in the closet since 1990, baby. I mean, golly, there's so many closet Trump supporters out there. Bro, show yourself. Ah, show yourself, my friend. You know, he's your president. But y'all been lying, though. Y'all been y'all been saying you was gonna vote for Kamala Harris, and what you do? You didn't do that. But I get it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Give your family and friends a little bit of space, man. Let them grieve, you know, or let them celebrate. Let them celebrate. If you got people in your life that celebrate because Trump won, you better let that person celebrate. Stop it. You would be doing the same thing if your lady won. You would be in the streets having a good time. You'd be on social media poking at bears. Cause that's what we do. Cause this is a big high school, man. This is big high school. We operate like little kids in grown up bodies, man. We all do it. We all do it. So stop judging people for doing it when you're on the other side, man. That's all I gotta say about that, baby. This is a Trigger Yogi podcast, man. And let me tell you, I've been trying to get this podcast out the door since for the last 2 months, and I've been failing. I've been getting my ass handed to me on this, using my equipment, recording. But I've been trying to learn. I've been trying to take all these failures and learn from them. I have a sneeze in my nose right now. I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna let that sit till it builds to be like a monster sneeze, and I'm gonna let that bad boy fly. You feel me? I'm trying to see everything like that, you know, because this has been an interesting period for me. I stopped teaching yoga in a yoga studio. I've just been teaching private yoga, so like one-on-one yoga. This is the first time This is well, no, I usually do take a little break from teaching group fitness, almost once a year, whether it's like getting sick or traveling or just taking some time off. But I officially left the studio that I was at and was in love with. And I was at this studio for a good 3 years, so it's been a weird kind of experience leaving a place that you loved, and you loved the people that you experienced on a day to day basis. So it's been weird. It's been a little grieving process, you know, a little transition. Vibrations have been low, then mid, then kind of high, then low again. And you know, I do want to kind of reach out to people like me. So that's my intentions with this podcast, is to kind of speak to people like me out there that have been observing and looking at this world like a movie, like I do. It's a choice to kind of observe things like a movie rather than getting so emotionally involved. Because from my experience, let's talk about the election. From my experience, I've been through this before. Several times I've been through this before. I've been down this road before. And this time around, I chose not to sign up for the emotional roller coaster that a lot of people are going through right now. I chose not to sign up for it. I chose to kind of observe and watch this whole election process like a movie and kind of process it in a different way, in a healthier way for me. So I didn't set myself up to kind of be a wreck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to do that. I want to do that. I have enough evidence from the years I've been living this life to know how this story is going to play out. You know, I don't want to set myself up for failure. But I do see that a lot of this is like entertainment, man. Like, this is like the Super Bowl. The election, kind of like the Super Bowl, baby. And just like the Super Bowl, just like your favorite football team, you get emotionally involved for no reason. For no reason. Just like football. And I've noticed that about myself too when it comes to professional sports. I get so emotionally involved. It will ruin my day. And it has been. Football has been ruining my weekend. Okay. But at least I'm conscious about it. I'm aware. I'm like, yo, Leroy, you doing this to yourself. You're punishing yourself. You know the Seahawks. You know what the Seahawks are doing right now. Let's not get into it, man. I don't want to get anybody upset. I start talking about Geno Smith. But you know, we do that when it comes to sports. They'll ruin our week. And that's what we're doing when it comes to these elections and stuff like that. But I do hope people voted. There was actually some things on the ballot that were important, especially in Los Angeles. So yeah, you know. So my intention with this podcast is to find people that kind of have a different way of thinking and a different way of kind of processing things, and are looking for the path to least resistance, man, when it comes to moving through this life experience. And you know, I'm looking, you know, like, I'm seeing a lot of blue pillars. I'm seeing a lot of people buying into all the bullshit. So I want to find people that have been taking that red pill, man. They're not buying into this bullshit, man. That we're on, man, and are choosing a different way of living and kind of processing these things as they go or as they come. But not jumping to conclusions. We're all jumping to conclusions, man. I'm hearing some wild things. Like, we about to be back in, like the kid's about to be a slave again because Donald Trump is president. Man, y'all saying some wild things, bruh. Man, that's just fear, man. What we doing with this fear, man? Throwing this fear around, bruh. Can't live like that, man. Life's too short, baby. Life's too short, baby. So that's my intention with this podcast, man. Also, to just get it out there weekly, to talk to y'all weekly about what's coming up for me. And hopefully that can help that can help somebody, or find somebody that needs to connect, or listen to somebody that has a similar perspective on them, man. Because I've been, I'm 43, bruh. 43 years old, man, and I've gathered some information. I've gathered some experiences, and it's it doesn't stop getting weird, bro. I'm telling you. You know when it stops getting weird? When you finally decide to move away from people. When you finally decide, like, nah, I ain't doing this shit no more, man. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You know what I'm talking about? When you finally decide, it's like, no, it's not just some people. It's all people. Y'all wild. Y'all got problems, man. Y'all got y'all got and when I was a kid, man, I have an uncle named Uncle Jerome, man. Tall, good looking, built, handsome, charming black man. Lives in the woods, baby, with his family, away from people. And I remember growing up and being like, what's this big old beautiful black dude doing in the woods by himself, away from people? And now I get it. You hear me? I get it. That's when it stops, when you finally decide, like, yo, it's not just some people, it's all people, it's everybody. Like, it's all people. We have a tough time processing day to day our lives and experiences with other people. We have a tough time processing the things that we need to personally process to move forward in the highest version of ourselves when other people are around, man. And there's a lot of projecting. There's a lot of bullshit that happens, man. I feel like that's what happened with my yoga studio, and why I left my yoga studio. Because somebody came into the yoga studio. He was having a tough time. It had nothing to do with me, but he made it about me, and made up a big lie about how I, you know, um, threatened him. He made up this big old lie about how I threatened him, and my job believed him because racism, because racism, and that's why I left, man. That's why I left that yoga studio. But I don't hold any resentment towards that dude. I think it's interesting. Like my journey with yoga has been very interesting because I'm a magnet to people like me, is what I've noticed. I feel like this is going to be a healthier way to connect to people like me, because I'm a magnet to people like me, people that are triggered, people that might have anger problems, depression, things like that they're struggling with. I'm a magnet to people. But the weird thing about that is when I'm at a low vibration and that person, I attract that person and come to me, I'm like, we clash. It doesn't turn out well. We're not helping each other, which is and that's what I think happened in that situation. This dude was probably having a rough day or week or month or life, came into a yoga class, and then we clashed. Wow. This might be a healthier way to help people. The safety of my home, talking into a mic and looking into a camera. This might be a healthier way, baby. I don't know. We'll see. We'll even see if I put this shit out, because that's been a big old problem for me. It's been a huge problem, a huge block. I will create the content, but I will just stockpile that bad boy and I will not put it out and nobody will ever see it. I'm trying to change, man. I'm trying to change. I have identified some blind spots. And I'm looking to reprogram. So this podcast is going to talk about these things, the things that I've been working through and processing and my life. And then we're going to do some yoga. Today, there's a fly in here. How'd you get in here? That's crazy. Today, I'm going to go through my morning yoga routine, which is just no longer than 15 minutes. And it's kind of just a low back, hip opening type of routine to kind of get me feeling good. I have a back injury. I know a lot of people suffer from back injuries. I think it's very important to jump on your mat first thing in the morning to wake that area up. A lot of our sleep, the way we sleep, kind of really affects our lower spine and our back and stuff like that. So I definitely think, getting on your mat first thing in the morning is very important. So the Trigger Yogi podcast, we're going to talk about some stuff. Sometimes I'm going to have guests on. I've tried some guests in the past. But mostly I'm going to try to come here and talk to you guys once a week. Then we're going to do some yoga. Sometimes the yoga is going to be 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever. We're going to get on our mat and we're going to do some yoga. And so let's talk, man. Some interesting things have been happening to me over the last 2 months. I moved into a new job. I shifted from working mornings to working late at night. My sleep is all messed up. I got a knife pulled out on me. First month on the job. I'm in a different energy now, man. It's been strange, bro. Like, it's been strange going from a yoga studio with yoga people and yoga energy to Hollywood nights. Hollywood nights, man. And I'm in an interesting place, man. Like, the bar I work at is a dope little bar, but it's on a spooky block, man. People have been telling me about this block that I work on. I work on this block, Cahuenga, from Cahuenga to Wilcox on Yucca Street. That's where the bar is at. And multiple people have came in and told me that area is haunted, right? We just finished Halloween, right? We just finished Halloween. And some weird stuff has been happening to me on this block as I'm working for this bar. And it's been interesting. But it's also interesting just dealing with that different type of energy. It's a totally different type of energy, man. And I'm trying to do a better job at dealing with the energy I know to be happening when people go out at night. We turn into different people. It's something I know for a fact. I've seen it. This is not my first rodeo. I used to work the door for a long time. I've gathered a little. I go down a little checklist before I go to this job, because I know I'm gonna be dealing with people that are under the influence. They're drinking, or they're just going out to show out and be somebody different. I know a lot of people want to go out and they want to be a different person. So a lot of that. and it's interesting. But I would say I would say the most interesting thing that has happened to me so far is getting a knife pulled out on me by what I think to be illegal immigrant dude that didn't speak any English. And before he pulled the knife out on me, he hit me with his truck. And his solution to hitting me with his truck was pulling out a blade. And this was when I parked to go to work. So it didn't actually happen while I was at work. But that was wild, bro. So yeah, it's been an interesting thing, but I am extremely grateful mainly to be able to leave a place that became toxic for me and move into another job where I'm making more money. I'm although things haven't been like, it's weird when things aren't necessarily going the way you want them to go, but you're blessed. So that's a weird thing to process. Like, wow, this isn't how I want it to be, but this is such a blessing that this is how it is. And that's what's happening. So that's one thing that I've been really working on through this like transition time, this transition period, this very temporary transition period as I move into a different space and refine my footing. I've been working on practicing gratitude towards the blessings that aren't really aligned with what I envisioned, right? It's a practice, you know? And one thing that really, 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 really stands out is my new job requires the door guys to do some cleaning after every shift. Mop the floor, wipe down all the tables, take out the trash, all these things, right? Not a big deal. But my ego, when I first was told these responsibilities, was like, nah, hell no. I'm a door guy. This is my ego, right? My ego is like, nah, I ain't doing that. I'm a door guy. Door guy does the door, right? He doesn't do the cleaning or whatever. That's my ego. So my ego wanted to rebel against that. And gratefully, I've been grounded enough to have better insight now. I think, age and wisdom, a little bit better insight. And I've been practicing gratitude. So one of the things I've told myself when it comes to cleaning at the end of the shift was cleaning is showing gratitude to having this job, right? Being able to have this job and move into the space, right? And it kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of different things when it comes to cleaning, because cleaning is showing gratitude, right? Cleaning your environment is showing gratitude to what you have, the blessings around you. This is something I never really, this is a concept I never really took hold of. Because I'm a messy dude. I don't like cleaning shit. You hear me? But lately, I've been cleaning a little bit more. I've been having cleaning days. Like I have these 2 clients on Saturday, and they're 2 of my favorite. All my clients are my favorite clients, but these 2 clients are special clients to me. and one of the clients had a bone marrow transplant. So I want everything to be squeaky clean at the house. I've had these clients for I think 4 months now. They come every Saturday. And every Saturday morning, sometimes Friday night, I spend a good 2 hours cleaning the house, right? And I didn't even realize I'm showing gratitude to my clients by doing this, but also gratitude to having these people experiencing me and have my uh, pay for my services. So cleaning is like gratitude, and like even when it comes to like your car, like if you love your car, you keep that bad boy clean, man. I love getting a car wash, man. You know, taking my car out on a date, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's get you washed, baby. You know what I'm saying? Let's get your tires done, you know what I'm saying? Let's clean, let's get some vacuum on the inside, feel me? Let's wipe you down a little bit. Showing a little gratitude to my car, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the big things I've gotten to, like really like gotten to understand and really kind of like meditated and have been processing on. It's like, man, cleaning is gratitude, man. That's showing gratitude to the blessings that God has given you, Not all these blessings are matching with your vision, but man, God has a bigger vision, man. I'm just trying to align myself with God's vision and hopefully, have some fun on the way, man. That's the that's the goal, right? Having fun. You know. That's what I'm trying to do with this podcast, man. So let's talk about falling forward. My sister reminded me that I used to talk about falling forward. I'll tell you what. I've been getting my ass handed to me with this when it comes to this podcast. I really have. Really have. Like really have in a big way. Right? And every time, because I've recorded this podcast, I think this is my 4th time. 3 times I've recorded this podcast and it was not even usable, Well, maybe there's some things, I'm going to go through some things and see if I could squeeze something out. But this last time was the worst time because I shot the whole podcast in SQ, which is a feature on my cameras, which is slow motion. Come on, B. Who does that? Who does that, man? I was like like when I found out that I shot, and not just one camera, 2 cameras. I shot in slow motion. The whole podcast. The entire thing, baby. Come on, man. That's wild, bruh. Who does that? I did it. And after I did it, I was like, man, I might be a little slow. I think maybe I should take a test or something and see if there's something going on upstairs. Because this is crazy. Who does that? Took a little while for me to forgive myself for making that mistake. And also bringing somebody over. Because these podcasts I did bring somebody over. And I felt like I wasted their time. Took me a while to forgive myself. But that's still falling forward. I'm back at it. I'm here. I'm doing it again. Maybe, hopefully, I get this one right. Well, we'll see. But man, falling forward, man, it's important to keep going, man. And I'm using this transition period to realign myself with the things and the person I want to be and find the fun. I'm at a place, man, where I just if I'm not having fun, then what's the point what's the point? I can't just do it just to be doing it anymore. I gotta have fun. And when I'm having fun, it's gonna be better. Like I've slowed down on stand up comedy because the reason why I've slowed down is the comedy scene in Los Angeles is not fun for me. It's just really not. There was a time it was exciting. I don't think it's ever been fun. And the comedy scene in LA is exciting at times. But when you have been here for as long as I've been here, which I've been doing comedy for 10, 11 years, you see that a lot of smoke and mirrors out here. So that excitement is kind of a trick. Like you're getting excited for nothing, you know. But that's LA. I mean, that's the whole thing about LA, you know. The whole thing is kind of smoke and mirrors. Hopefully you get lucky and the right person likes you or whatever. I hope that for everybody, man. I hope you guys do. I hope we all do capture some corner of the dream that we came out here with. But man, it has not been fun for me lately. And maybe it'll come back. Maybe that fun will come back. The scene. But I've noticed that the comedy scene in LA has become more toxic than connected. I've noticed even people that I really like are jealous, insecure individuals. And then there's the high school aspect of the Los Angeles comedy scene. It's really about who likes you. The stand-up comedy scene is very much like how we play the politics of our world, very much like heroes and villains. And the biggest corporates are the comics. The actual comics are the ones that are playing that heroes and villains in the scene. It's weird, man. Just think I'm a little too old for it, to be honest. So I've been tapping out, man. I've been going to a couple mics here and there a week, but that's it, Just a couple mics here and there, leaving it like that. And I've been happier, protecting my energy. I got this hat that says protect your energy. I get so many compliments on that hat. I think that's what we all want. It's tough, though. It's tough protecting your energy in a place where it's just like we're all just really bouncing off of each other, man. What I've missed most about teaching yoga, man, I do miss teaching group fitness. I really felt like I found my place, man. Brentwood, I miss you guys. Brentwood, I hope you guys are holding it down, man. I miss that place, man. I miss all the students. But you know what I miss most? It's up there on the top of my list. I miss making people listen to my music. Oh, man. I love making a playlist. And when you teach group fitness, or when I was teaching group fitness, I was so into making the perfect playlist every week. It was forcing me to listen and find new music, actively listening to new music, finding new music, finding music that you could flow to, you could work out to, do push-ups to, finding the right beats. I was so into it. And I don't do it anymore because I don't have to do it anymore, And I'm very much a person that does when he has to do, I don't just do it just to do it. I'm just not finding music just to find music. you know. But I do like a Spotify algorithm because it does give me some songs that I like listening to. But as a bonus, I'm going to make a weekly playlist as a bonus for this podcast. Every podcast I put out, I'm going to make a weekly playlist so I could get back into that, because that was something that really did like fill up my cup, making a playlist for you yogi people that want to listen to what the fuck I like listening to. Yeah, man. How long we been doing this? What we got? 43 minutes. What else I want to talk about, man? Let me go down this list. What I want to talk about. I don't understand why you guys get so upset about a door guy checking your ID. This doesn't really make sense to me. Let me give you some diaries of a door dude. Listen, everybody gets their ID checked, bro. Like, it's state law. Everybody gets their ID checked. That's what a door guy is paid to do, check IDs. Most people that are going out are over 21. Guess what? We fucking know. You look old, bro. Like you look old, my guy. Me lady. You look old. Yeah, you look old. But a door guy is being paid to make sure you have your ID in case the ABC comes around and starts sniffing around and making sure that the bar is checking IDs. Bro, like, are we really just thinking about ourselves all the time? I really think we are. We are really just thinking about ourselves all the time. But a door guy has a responsibility to check IDs. I know it's tough for you to understand. Well, that door just opened by itself. That's crazy. I hope it's windy out there. Is the light a little bit better? Maybe the light's a little better now. But the door just opened by itself. More and more people just really get butthurt about opening their ID, about getting their IDs checked. I just watched a video of T.I. losing his shit because a door guy didn't let him in because he didn't have his ID, and he's T.I. Listen, my guy, stop that. You're gonna come on, man. Be a grown up. Have your ID out, or put your ID on your phone or something. Like, come on, man. I experience these weird things now that I'm working the door, but I'm definitely working the door again. But I'm not experiencing them like I used to experience them, because when I used to work the door 10 years ago, I was very triggered about how people treated me, and I would react. But now I kind of understand that people are going to come out with this ridiculous energy, entitlement. It's kind of a part of the job, dealing with this entitlement. Man, isn't that weird about customer service jobs? A part of that job is dealing with people and their entitlement and learning how to not react to people and their entitlement. Here's a story that happened about 2 weeks ago. This white lady, came to the door with her dog. She had this little poodle, this little dog. And I'm at the door. She had tickets. They had their ID. But she also had this dog. Now, we are aware that dogs aren't allowed just anywhere, right? We are aware of that. So you would think if you came to a place like a bar where this isn't a dog bar, it's a people bar, people here, and you have your dog, you would think if the door guy said, okay, let me check with my manager, which is what I did. I said, oh, hey, I see you got a dog. Let me check with my manager. You would think that person would be like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's a service dog. I have a service dog or whatever. Because I guess it was a service dog. Come on, but it wasn't. Like, stop it. But you'd be like, okay, you got to check with your manager. You're doing your job. But no, that's not what this person did. She lost it. She lost her shit. This is a service dog. She got that Karen going on. I got the papers, bitch. If you don't stop it, I got the papers. And she got all crazy, right? I was like, all right, well, I still got to check with my manager. She was so upset that I didn't roll out the red carpet for her and her dog. That's crazy. What's wrong with y'all, man? And then when I came back, after telling my dog, my manager, we have somebody at the front with a dog. She says it's a service dog, got the service dog vest on. So she says she has the papers. My manager's like, okay, just tell them to go into the patio. I was like, okay. I came out and she was on red. She was heated. She had the card and she stuck it in my face. Like really close to my face. Like, I said it was a service dog. And I said, ma'am, can you take the card out of my face? Just, I wish I had this on camera, man. She was like, take the card out of your face? I was like, yeah, you take it out of my face. I see the card. You don't need to put it in my face. What is your name? My name is Leon. Okay, Leon. I was like, all right. Well, you guys could go in now. Man, these are adults, man. Like, that's the funny thing. I'm like, man, we're all adults, and this is how we be acting with each other. This is crazy. And then as she left, she was like, I'll see you later, Leon. Like, yeah, I guess so. Cool. Bye now. Are you guys okay? Yo, diaries, man. Diaries of a Door Dude. Hey, here's another one. So was this Halloween? No, I think it was Halloween weekend. It was Halloween weekend. It was after the Dodgers won the World Series. It was like a day or two after the Dodgers won. What day was that? I think it was Halloween weekend. I had to kick my first two customers out. Always young ladies. It was definitely It was either Halloween or Halloween weekend, because it was one of our busier nights since I've been working, and I work at a karaoke bar. They do karaoke, which is wild to listen to other people sing your favorite songs and ruin them forever, where you can't listen to the songs anymore. But the karaoke DJ was like, man, these two young ladies are wasted and they're causing a disturbance, and like, please help me out. Like, I need them to leave. I was like, all right, game time. You know, that's what they pay me to do. But man, I'm so slick with it. I went to the young ladies. They're wasted. They don't know what's going on. I was like, oh, hey, how you guys doing? Can you guys come over here? Every like 3 steps, I was like, hey guys, can you guys come over here for a second? Like every 3 steps, like, hey, like I just met them for the first time again. Like every 3 steps, hey, can you come over here for a second? Three more steps. Hey, how are you guys doing? Can you guys come over here a second? And I did that till we were outside into the front. And that's when I tried to find the most sober out of the two and tell them why we're outside and why the night for them has expired. Like, I try to do it in the nicest way possible. Like, sorry guys, sorry young ladies, but tonight it's a wrap. You guys are a little too drunk and have gotten complaints from multiple people. So it's a wrap on this one. And the drunker one was cool, which is the weird part. You alcoholics never cease to surprise me. Like, this was the weird part. The drunk one was cool. She was like, oh, cool, thanks, it's fine, and started to walk away. The more sober one, but still drunk, lost her shit and started talking about calling her lawyer, which is crazy to get your lawyer involved after you get kicked out of a bar because you're acting a fool, you know? And so she kept yelling she was going to call her lawyer, and she kept asking my name. Y'all want to know my name is the moral of the story. What I've noticed is when you're upset, you want to know my name as if you knowing my name is going to do something to me. I don't know why you guys want to know my name, but I have no problem telling you my name. Matter of fact, I'll give you my social media. Follow the kid. You feel me? So she kept asking me, what is your name? Leon. What is your name? Leon. What is your name? She asked me like 6 times. What is your name? Leon. What is your name? Leon. I'm calling my lawyer. What is your name? Leon. What's your name? Leon. Then she started asking me my last name. What's your last name? I'm like, come on now. Why? Now I gotta ask why. Why? What's that gonna do? I'm out of here. And she leaves, right? She leaves. 60 seconds later, comes back. What is your name? What is your last name? I said, my last name is Judge. She said, what's your first name? I already told you. Aaron. Fuck you, Aaron Judge. She said, fuck you, Aaron Judge. And then she walked down the street yelling at the top of her lungs, fuck you, Aaron Judge, all the way down to the light. And when I tell you, everybody outside, it made their entire night. That was fantastic. I had people outside laughing, having a good time. Dodgers fans like, oh, Dodgers, you know. So that was fun. The last Diary of a Door guy. Now I could see a hot mess from a mile away. It's just a eye that a door guy gets to have. You know, he gets to see a hot mess. I know what you're up to. I know what you're up to. I really do. I really do. I really do know what you're up to. Specific people. Not everybody. But a hot mess, I know what you're up to. You understand? I can see a hot mess coming a mile away. This last story that happened last weekend. This hot mess came in, and I guess I can't, well, I'm not going to say I hate. I don't like when anybody calls himself a regular. Bro, do something else then, okay? Okay, I don't want to hear about these regulars. I don't. She's a regular. He's a regular. I don't care. Show me your ID. Move about your business. Be respectful. Act normal. Don't do anything crazy. It's fine. You could come here every night. I don't care if you're. I don't know what regular means. It doesn't mean anything to me. Regular doesn't mean anything to me, and people want it to mean something to me. It doesn't. Sorry. Regular doesn't add any extra privileges for me. Being a regular, it doesn't. It just doesn't do anything for me. So, I think people that are regulars want the red carpet. I don't even have a red carpet for you. I don't have a red carpet. So, I don't know what you're looking to get from being a regular and saying that you're a regular, but you're not going to get it. Okay? So you're not going to get it from me. So anyways, this person called herself a regular. She was a hot mess. You could see it a mile away. It's not just something she travels as a hot mess in every walk of her life. You could tell, okay? Now, really visualize this person. Blonde, big old fake ones, big old double D fake ones. Shiny, double D fake ones. This young lady's about 50-something years old. She looked good for 50. She did. She looked good for 50. Daisy Dukes on, I think she had some cowboy boots on. And she walked in like she owned the place. You see her? You see her? Yeah, man, that's a hot mess. And when I tell you, every single person that was on the staff that night, she pissed off. In some way, some fashion, every single person that worked on the staff that night, she pissed off. I had every single person coming up to me telling me she got to go. And I just knew. I was like, she will not go quietly into the night. Okay, so you guys be ready, because when it's time for me to make my move, this is not going to be an easy process. So, just so you know. And this was hilarious. So, let me tell you, everybody told me it's time for her to go. Okay? So, I scoped it out, and she was drunk. Her boyfriend was drunk. I was like, okay, there's no talking to this there's no talking to her. So my plan of attack is I'm going through the dude. That's it. That's my strategy on this one. I know there's no talking to her. She's a hot mess. She's drunk. She's a hot mess. She thinks she owns the place. She's pissing everybody else off. She has no awareness. She doesn't see what she's doing. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She's in everybody's face. Okay. I got to go through the dude. So I go to the dude. Like, hey, man. Hey, bro. Listen, we love you. We love you and your girl. But she's a little too drunk. We're just going to cut you guys off for tonight. But we're not kicking you out. We're just going to cut you guys off. It's, got 30 more minutes for the night. No big deal. It's all good. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Just for the night. No more drinks. Then, so I said that to him. He was very cool about it. He kind of lost his shit 5 minutes later. But then he told her that they cut us off. They cut us off, right? So then she started losing her shit. Then, she went and started losing her shit. And then he started yelling in the bar, I never get laid. Fuck. I never get laid. Every time. I'm like, what is going on? I thought that was your girl. You guys need to be drunk for that to happen? But you're already drunk. What's happening? So then he leaves, right? So then he leaves. I was like, oh, okay, well, he left. Cool. One down, one to go. You know what I'm saying? So I told everybody on the staff, I was like, hey, she's going to need a villain. And guess what? I'm the best villain there is. Everybody loves to make me a villain. So when she starts, because this is not going to go well, you know it, I know it. Just say, the door guy he has the last call. It's his call. It's up to him. I have nothing to do with it. I told everybody to say that, right? Because I know how this goes. And so when she got cut off, she loses it. She starts fucking going to every employee. This mother, he cut me off. I'm a regular and blah, 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 blah. Going to everybody. And then she comes to me and she starts telling me off. And I'm just, the toughest part for me, I'm going to be real with y'all. The toughest part for me is when someone comes to me and starts to give me their piece, right? They need to get this off their chest. And I want to give you the space to get it off your chest. I want you to get it off your chest. But it's very hard for me not to laugh. It has been extremely hard to not laugh at you in your face. It's really hard. Only because, not because I don't respect you as a human being, as a person. I do. I respect you. But you're fucking hilarious that you're having a meltdown right now. It's hilarious that you are having a meltdown because you can't get your way and you're an adult. It's hard not to laugh. Just gotta tap into my breath. So she's going off on me, doing my best not to laugh. She pulls out her video. She pulls out her camera. She starts filming me like she's about to collect this amazing evidence of how this evil door guy cut her off. She was doing nothing wrong. And she's going to collect all this footage that's going to show how terrible of a person I am. And she's talking about how I discriminated against her, cut her off. She wasn't doing anything wrong and kicked her out. And I kept saying, I never kicked you out. I never kicked you out. And then I told her, hey, tag me in this post, though. For real. Tag me in this post. And then it was like so amazing what happened next, because her boyfriend came back in. And as she's like videoing me and telling me like, this guy's an asshole. And her boyfriend is like saying the opposite, like on her video, like, oh no, he's not. He's very nice. He was very nice. He talked to me. He explained to me what was going on. He didn't kick us out. We could still be in here. Like in the video. It was just so perfect. But yeah, man. Y'all, it's alcohol, man. It's not just alcohol. Y'all crazy. But that alcohol don't help. That alcohol don't help. Y'all crazy. Your craziness. Your your uh your chemical imbalances. That alcohol don't help, baby. Yeah, y'all just think about it. I don't know. Not saying you should quit drinking, but I'm saying maybe you should quit drinking. So, hey man, this is the Triggered Yogi podcast. I'm gonna try to do this once a week. I'm gonna have this out soon. We're gonna flip. We're gonna flip a little bit. I'm gonna go through my morning routine to polish off this podcast. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little hour conversation with myself, and all that. And the next one will be better. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll fuck this one up. But I'm gonna go through my morning routine. Let's get on our mat. How about that? How's that sound? Let's just jump on our mat for maybe 10, 15 minutes. Let's jump on our mat and open up these hips and its lower back. Stretch a little bit. Do a little yoga. Okay, let's breathe a little bit to polish this bad boy off. How's that sound? All right, sounds good to me too. Okay. As promised, we're going to do a little yoga. A little bit of yoga. Man, people think when you say you practice yoga, it means for an hour you're on your mat, you're stretching, you're doing all these poses and breathing. But man, you could practice yoga for 5 minutes a day. And sometimes I'll go weeks without practicing yoga, like for an hour. But I'm always getting on my mat first thing in the morning. I have to, because of my back. So this is my morning routine. First thing in the morning, get on my mat. And I lay on this so right for 5 minutes. And this is for your lower back. It fits right where the psoas muscles are. You just massage it in. 5 minutes in the morning. This is kind of like a Sphinx pose too. When you're on your elbows and your hips are down, your chest is up, shoulders are back. So 5 minutes. So add hip, low back opener. Five minutes, yeah. Sometimes I'm not on here for like 5. I don't time it. Still, I feel like I need to get off of it until the back starts feeling good. So from here, I go to the child's pose. I'll set this aside. Child's pose, big toes to touch, knees are wide, head comes down, hips are back. Reaching forward, stretching through the shoulders. Yes, feels good. The lats. Melting the hips with every exhale. Melting the hips back. And come to this cat cow. I'm usually getting all kinds of pops when I'm doing my little routine in the morning. Not too many pops today. I like to reach. Both sides. Maybe a downward dog real quick. Pedal out the knees. Shake the head. And I flip it over. Everything else is on the back. This is what usually really sets my back up to win. Flip it over. Go post the arms. Windshield wipe the knees. Feel that massage on the lower back. Breath connected to movement. Then I'll do this little butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet to touch, knees out wide. Another hip opener. Just be here for a couple of minutes, just breathing. Letting the knees fall to the earth. I like to rock side to side, massage the spine a little bit. This pose. Nice. Close those knees. And from there, hug them in. Another rock side to side. From here, I'm hitting this figure 4. I think this is one of my most important stretches. This is a very important sciatic stretch, lower back stretch, which that's where all my problems are at, in my lower back. So this is an important stretch for me to do every day. You can feel it. It's a good one. Drop the foot. Find a twist. Usually find some pops right here. Pop, 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 pop. Not today though. Not sure why. Switch sides. That's really it for the most part. Trigger Yogi Podcast.
Leroy